G'day cocktail lovers, I hope you've been keeping well. I hope you're ready for another cocktail. My excuse for this cocktail is Peru's National Day. As this video goes live, it's Peru's National Day. Of course, you may be watching this at any time after that, but this is an excuse to make a Pisco cocktail. Pisco is Peru's national spirit. It's essentially a grape-based brandy. It's a grape-based spirit. I know there's a bit of a argument, I'm trying to think of the right word, between Chile and Peru over who invented Pisco. I think most people fall on Peru's side of the argument. Chile has their own version of Pisco. Most people say Peru actually came up with it first. Either way, I'm using Peruvian Pisco to make this cocktail. And when I was looking up Pisco recipes, and this one looked very interesting. Pisco Sour is great. I'm not making a Pisco Sour, I've done that before. A Pisco Sour is great. There's a Pisco Punch. This one is called a Dulchin, which, okay, that's an interesting name. Why is that? And the story goes that Dave Wondrich, who's a quite well-known drinks historian, said this was named after the heir to a hardware chain in New York, Dulchin Hardware. And the story that Wondrich put out, he's writing for Esquire, was, well, this particularly wealthy heir, they couldn't drink grain alcohol, so I assume it was some sort of allergy, and they'd gotten bored with rum, so I need something different. So, Pisco to the rescue, because it's a grape-based spirit. And if you search online, you will most likely find that story attached to this drink. But apparently, Wondrich made that up. He had a job writing about drinks for Esquire, and he had to keep coming up with new drinks and make them sound interesting and give them a backstory. And he admitted at a later date he completely made that story up. It was very arbitrary. Apparently he was just with a friend and they were trying to come up with a Pisco cocktail, and he invented the backstory for it. But it sounds like a good drink, so I'm going to make it now. Let's get going with a Dulcin. There are actually a few different styles of Pisco. This is the one I have, and I am going to start with 2 ounces or 60 mils of Pisco. This drink also calls for an orange liqueur. The one I saw actually said Grand Marnier. I don't have Grand Marnier. I'm not a huge fan of Grand Marnier, so I'm just going with a dry Curacao that I have, a local brand from Marionette, and it's just half an ounce or 15 mils of the orange liqueur. This drink also calls for an apricot liqueur or an apricot brandy. This is the one that I have. I never would have thought I would use so much apricot liqueur, but it kept coming up in recipes. So I bought this bottle, which is mostly gone. Well, it's still a bit left. Anyway, so I'm going with half an ounce, 15 mils of apricot liqueur. The recipe also calls for a lime cordial. I have a homemade lime cordial that I've made. This is a milk clarified oleosaccharum, essentially. Last time I mentioned this in the video, a few people commented that they want to see how I made it. So I will actually, because this is almost gone, I'll make a new batch and I'll make a video showing how to make it, because it's slightly more fiddly than just milk clarifying a cocktail, but it produces a great result. But just a little bit, this is like 1/4 of an ounce or 7.5 mils of lime cordial. Just to mix things up, we'll also be using 1/4 of an ounce of pomegranate syrup, aka a Grenadine. It's a homemade Grenadine. That's way easier. 50% pomegranate juice, 50% sugar. There are a few other ways you can do it. That's the easiest way. Makes much better than store-bought Grenadine. It's not that radioactive red some of the store-bought is, but it tastes way better. But just a smidge, 1/4 of an ounce or 7.5 mils. This is a shaken cocktail, so we add ice to our shaker, put it together, bang it in hard, and give that a good shake for about 10 seconds. I'm going to strain that into a chilled Nick and Nora glass. Ooh, that's a bit over the top. I maybe should have used a bigger glass, maybe a coupe, but use the glass of your choice. Now, for a garnish, I think something simple, because we've already got a little bit of the orange liqueur in there, a bit of orange peel. I'm not going to be too fussy, just going to peel Oh wow, I completely screwed that up. I'm actually super bad with garnishes. Try again. Going to peel a swath of orange on there. This orange is fighting me, and I'm not really sure why. But anyway, just peeling a swath of orange peel, going to express some oils over the top of the drink, and just dump it right in there, really. And there we have it, the Dulchin cocktail. Let's give that the old taste test. Well, unsurprisingly, that really shows off the Pisco because there's quite a generous amount of Pisco in there. It's very rich. It's not overpowering. Like, I think if you like put 2 ounces of, say, cognac in there, that might have been a bit much. But 2 ounces of the Pisco brandy, it's lighting up, very grapey, as it is a grape-based thing, but really quite good. I'm a bit of a fan of Pisco drinks, so I like finding new ones. This is the first time I've made a Dulchin cocktail. I give it a thumbs up. This is a very pleasant drink. So if you've wanted to explore Pisco and you've never really heard of anything beyond, say, a Pisco sour, this is a really good alternative, and I would absolutely recommend trying this out. Oh, also, happy National Day, Peru, and love your Pisco. Love your work. Love your work. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, it'd be great if you did. You know, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see. Let's not start a fight about Chile and Peru with Pisco. Never get between a Chilean and a Peruvian if they're talking Pisco. It can get very ugly. Whereas we should just enjoy the drink, in my book. I'm going to enjoy this. I hope you enjoy whatever you're drinking, whether it be a cocktail or, you know, a nice refreshing glass of water. I don't judge. But whatever's happening, I hope you take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, and until I see you again, cheers.